And we say good morning to you. We are broadcasting live on the road. We're here today at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City on this Wednesday, August the 12th. Thanks for being with us. And we are excited to be here, of course. Took a day off yesterday, and it's okay. We'll do more of those here and there and everywhere. You see the countdown to Cyclone football, 9 days, 7 hours and 50 minutes till we get going with the Cyclones and the Science Hill Hilltoppers. Yesterday's scrimmage got stormed out. They're going to do it again today, attempt to anyway. Got more storms today as well, but they're going to try and do it at 5:30 at the stadium. So the Daniel Boone Trailblazers and the Cyclones will try and do a scrimmage today because yesterday's got stormed out. We had a lot of rain overnight. We got more rain coming today. So for those of you that would complain about the rain, you look at other parts of the country. It's all how you look at it, I guess. Oregon begging for rain. They're in drought mode. A lot of places in drought mode. We were in drought mode. Start the spring. We're not now, thanks to the good Lord. So I guess you can complain about the rain, but then when the ground's cracking and the grass is brown, we complain about that too. So it's all, I guess, in how you look at it. But I'll take what we can get and be thankful for it because other parts of the country are begging for what we're getting on a pretty regular basis, to say the least. All right, 9 days, 7 hours and 49 minutes. Got lots going on. We've got the story about the Little League. So it's an interesting story. It's clearly they're trying to blame it on the Little League. It's not on the Little League, it's on the dad. The dad blatantly. Well, I'll read the story. You take whatever side you want to take. But anyway, the Tulsa Little League team got banned from playing in the tournament because of a ineligible player that the dad concedes he did exactly what we all thought he did. That was forge or fudge, if you will, the eligibility. So I guess he didn't think he was going to get caught, but he did. And, every time I got ready to get a whipping, I always got told it's consequences for your choices. Okay, I'm there with you. And so that's what happened. He got caught, and unfortunately, of course, they interviewed one of the moms, and the mom said, these little boys didn't get a chance to play, and I get all that. But it's not their fault. It's not anybody's fault. It falls back on this dad, and we're going to show you why coming up. Here are the Kingdom Heirs out of Dollywood with the national anthem on show number 2551 of the Tom Daly Sports.
1, 2. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free?
A lot of grocery store chains out there. Why Food City?
You know, Tom, I hope you've got a lot of time because I've got lots of reasons why you need to shop at Food City. You know, our associates are number one. You know, they're here to serve the community and our customers, and they do a fabulous job taking care of our customers. You know, this is a family owned company, and it's such a blessing to work for a family owned company. You know, they truly care about their associates. You know, and we're so involved in the community, Tom. You know, we do so much in all the communities where there is a Food City location. Anytime there's any big events, typically you're going to see that Food City logo. And when you're in the store, Tom, you know, you've got quality items to be able to select from. Talking about the produce, you know, we're picky about our produce. We sell a lot of locally grown items, and right now half runners is what everybody's all about. And then, you know, I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about the meat department. You know, we have our meat cutters back there every day who cut and grind meat fresh daily. You know, our meat, you know, is beats none other. I mean, it's you know, great products that we sell back there in our meat department, and it's always fresh. And then the food service department, Tom, I love going to the food service department, and no matter what you get, it's always good, it's always fresh, it's always hot. And you know, like our sushi, they roll that fresh daily. And while you're here, Tom, you can always go to Food City Pharmacy and pick up your, you know, your prescriptions or get a flu shot. It's time for flu shots again. So there's so many different reasons why you should shop at Food City, and I could go on and on about our company.
Value every day. Food City. Lisa Johnson, the marketing department. Food City, proud sponsor of Tom Doder Sports Show and the Elizabethton Cyclone Sports. Value every day. Food City. And back on the Tom Doder Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. We are live here at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. Andrew Smith will join us coming up bottom of the hour. Also, Terry Moore, the coaching staff of Providence Academy, will come talk a little night football. Look forward to having him on. All right, so here's the story out of Tulsa. This is our lead story. It's really sad. That's almost every show we got to start with something kind of goofy or crazy, and it is, in my opinion. But Junior sent this to me last night, but I also had already been on it. But thank you, Junior, for doing that. He's my Sunday school teacher. He keeps me in line. So here we go. Texas judge backed the decision to remove a Tulsa, Oklahoma team from the Southwest Region Little League World Series. Said you can't play. Determined a player was ineligible and removed Tulsa's team from the region, deeming its previous game that they won was a forfeit. So they're out. They got knocked out. West Texas went in their place. And so they won over Louisiana, by the way. So they're going to the international tournament. The team replaced Tulsa wins. West Texas said you're in, and they won, and they'll go now to the Little League World Series in Williamsport. The player identified in court documents as OG is ineligible based on a wrong birth year entered on the behalf of his sibling. So it's kind of a crazy story, but we're going to try and work our way through it. OG had played for the Tulsa National Little League team in the Oklahoma State Tournament, but not in the Southwest Region event. He lives outside Tulsa's geographic boundary. There's your first one. He's not eligible because he's not inside the region where they picked the team. His sibling, identified as KG, is a member of the Tulsa National Challenger Division, which is a program for children with physical and intellectual challenges, which is a great organization, great part of Little League. All right, OG's eligibility was based on the siblings' relationship. They call him KG in this lawsuit. The player's father, here we go, mistakenly entered the wrong birth year when registering the sibling. Now, they found out about this after the state tournament. Somebody brought it to their attention, said ruh-roh, so somebody didn't do their homework to begin with. They didn't dot their I's and cross their T's. He did not participate, OG, the kid did not participate in the games necessary to maintain his eligibility. So he just kind of shows up, starts playing. His dad said he messed up on his birth year. Okay. You have children. Do you know what year your children were born? Guarantee you do. I do, with mine. So anyway, plot thickens. It all goes back to the dad, and so he comes out and concedes later in the story I'm about to read. OG's father registered OG, a sibling, as a 7-year-old in the Challenger division when he is actually 10 years old. There you go. So the motion said the age misrepresentation, yep, rightfully disqualifies the sibling, yep, from the under 8 open enrollment provision. What this means is if you have a brother, a sibling who plays in the Challenger division, you can play in the regular. Okay. Well, number one, the kid didn't play in the Challenger division. Number two, he wasn't 7, he was 10. And the rule is under 8. So now he's 10 years old. Dad just he put down the wrong year. Okay. This age misrepresentation disqualifies the sibling from the under 8 open enrollment provision, which in turn lets the older kid play. So the younger kid didn't play, and the older kid did play, but the little kid was too old to be playing. He didn't play anyway. Gets a little murky, doesn't it? So the father says, to go on with this, the sibling, quote, never actively participated in any Tulsa National Little League program or division of play, but he showed up for the tournament and they put him in there. So the dad's wrong, the coach is wrong because he knew it. The kid just shows up ready to start playing. So there's 2 or 3 guilty parties in this. The parents of the Tulsa team released a collective statement saying their children relied on adults to correctly interpret the rules. They did. Verify eligibility. They did. Communicate with families and protect the integrity of the tournament experience. I agree with you 100%. So if I'm a parent on that team, my kid gets knocked out of the chance to go to the Little League World Series in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, because this dad, and he comes out and says, yeah, I kind of messed up on that birth year. No, he didn't. He knew exactly what he was doing, in my opinion. I have one. So anyway, Tulsa gets knocked out. The parents are incensed, but they're mad at the Little League. That's not who you need to be mad at. You need to be mad at the parent, first and foremost, the dad. Doesn't say anything about the mom in this deal, so I don't know if there's a mother involved or not. But the dad, for sure, and then the coach who said, yeah, come on, bring him on, knowing full well he wasn't eligible to play. But there again, they were bending the rules. Are they mad because it did wrong? Or are they mad because it got caught? Yesterday, Phoenix City, Alabama beat Nolensville to eliminate them in the Southeast Regional. So Phoenix City, Alabama is heading off to the Little League World Series in Williamsport. Tonight, Hamilton, Ohio, and LaGrange, Kentucky play for the Great Lakes Regional Championship for the Little League World Series. So they can get mad, and their Little League's an easy target, and the Tulsa and the judge in Texas, easy target. But the crux of the problem goes back to the dad and the coach, in my opinion. Real simple. And so, as a result, this team gets knocked out of going to the Little League World Series. Ironically, the team, West Texas, beat Louisiana. Well, Tulsa had beaten Louisiana early in the tournament. So you would think if you're crunching the numbers, there's a good chance that they would have won that game. Maybe. We'll never know now. But so when you get back to Tulsa, I'd say old Daddy Bear's got some explaining to do. And he should be. Very sad situation with these kids, but it's not their fault. It's not the other team's kids' fault. It is Dad, who obviously fudged the eligibility for his birth year. I mean, he missed about, 3 years? Now, I guarantee you, I'll walk over here and ask any parent in this Chick-fil-A and say, what year was your kid born? Can you name what year your sons were born or daughters were born? I guarantee you they're not going to miss it. They'll miss it by a month or two, maybe a year. I don't know. But 3 years? No. Intentional, in my opinion. All right, moving on. College football, new changes. Rule changes for college football starting this year. Targeting penalties. Assessed in the second half of a game, you'll no longer have to sit out the first half of the next game. So it's going to be okay. If you clobber somebody, they're going to be all right. Targeting penalty change will be an experimental rule for 2026. A player disqualified for targeting for the first time in the season may participate in the following game. His second targeting penalty of the season will be required to miss the first half of the next game. A player who draws his third targeting of the season must sit out the full following game. All right, what about the guy who gets clobbered? If he gets hurt, gets injured, what happens to him? Nothing. No, there's no repercussions if you, in your attempt to do what you do and you target the player, and the player gets hurt, there's still no ramifications or repercussions. Come back and play next game. Come on back. It's all right. The second penalty change, offensive pass interference, will go from 15 down to 10 yards this year in college football. The rules reserve 15-yard penalties primarily for personal fouls and unsportsmanlike conduct. I got that coming up here in a second, too, which is really nuts. Defensive pass interference will remain a spot foul with a 15-yard penalty. So offensive pass interference goes from 15 down to 10. In a change to align Division I rules with those in the NFL and high school, a team now can choose to attempt a fair catch kick after a completed or awarded fair catch. The kick would be a place kick with a holder or a drop kick from the spot where the returner caught the ball. Defense has to be at least 10 yards on the spot of the kick. If the kick goes through the uprights, it'll be worth 3 points. So this is called the fair catch kick after a completed or awarded fair catch. So I wave fair catch. The ball's down at pick something at the 24-yard line. We're going to try to kick it off of a tee. Defense has to go back to the 14 in this case. I get a chance to kick it. If I make it, it's worth 3 points. So in essence, it's a field goal, if I'm reading this right. So, and I'm not saying I'm not reading it right, but I've read through this 2 or 3 times, and it sounds like it's what it is to me. All right, unsportsmanlike conduct, college football. How you doing, man? Doing good? What's your name? Josiah? Where do you go to school? Where? Mary Hughes? Put it right here. He's going to be an East Patriot, Josiah. What's your last name? Josiah Morrell. It's cool. Josiah's in the house having a little lunch. It's good. All right, unsportsmanlike conduct. Automatic unsportsmanlike conduct will be called if a player initiates any of the 5 actions or gestures. Now, I don't know what they pay the officials, but, they got enough on their plate. So they've added more to this. So any act of simulating or brandishing of a weapon, the slashing of a throat, doing that, 15-yard penalty. A nose wipe signal. I don't even know what a nose wipe signal is. Is this like doing this? Wiping your nose? 15 yards. Andrew Smith will clear it up for me. Removing the helmet after the ball is dead. Unsportsmanlike. A dead ball contact foul, such as pushing, shoving, striking, slapping. We're in college football. I'm going to slap you. No, if I'm going to hit you, I'm going to knock you out. I'm not going to slap you. I'm going to knock you from here to there. What was it? What they say in the Rocky movie? Will hit you so hard your ancestors will feel it. I'm not going to slap you. God. You shouldn't have hit me that way. Oh, all right. And then another one is after the ball's dead, there's not a part of the game action using forcible contact to push or pull an opponent off the pile after the ball's dead. So if I come in after play's dead, I grab Andrew Smith and jerk him off the pile, I'm going to get a 15-yard penalty. Head coach now has 2 replay challenges per game. If a coach wins at least one of them, he gets another one. Coach-to-player communications through the helmet is now permissible for all NCAA divisions. And we talked earlier about the sponsor patches. Up to 2 sponsor patches are allowed on the jersey now. with conference approval. So a lot of changes in college football. So if you slap somebody in the middle of a ball game, you get a 15-yard penalty. You slap them? Are you kidding me? Slap? I guess, I mean, a hay baler coming around in a slap is two different things, but if you slap them, get a 15-yard penalty. All right, quick break. We'll be right back. He's here. Andrew Smith in the house. Got his Braves hat on. They're playing well. You know that he is, when they're rocking well, he's wearing his Braves, and they are rocking real well. All right, quick break. We'll be right back. We're here again at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. Peach milkshake still rocking out of here. The dragon fruit drink still flying out of here. The chicken minis in the morning, they can't hardly keep them going. They run through those all the time, and with good reason. It is awesome. So a quick break, right back after this from Lingerfield Drug on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Very simple. It happens every day. Tell us how we can do it.
Yeah, all you got to do is give us a call. We brought 2 yesterday, actually, but you just give us your name and your birthday and tell us where your prescriptions are at right now, and we'll call that pharmacy, get everything brought over. A lot of times people are nervous about moving because they're afraid something doesn't have refills or something can't be transferred. And when that's the case, we'll call those doctors, get you new prescriptions, and take care of everything, really. It's like the people, one of them we had transferred yesterday, said they'd been trying for about 3 days to get medicine refilled, and just wasn't happening, and was frustrated and asked if we could do better, and called, got everything transferred. Took maybe 15 or 20 minutes, and we had to call the doctor on one, which waiting on doctors can sometimes be a little time consuming, but they got that called in, and by the afternoon we had everything ready for her.
There you go, folks.
So,
it's just that easy. If you're not happy where you're getting your prescriptions filled, come to the Lingerfield Drug Center. The phone number to call and talk to you about it is?
It's 423-542-2138.
There you go. One of our great sponsors right here of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Get your prescription changed to a mom-and-pop pharmacy that still cares about their people and still wants to give you 100% customer satisfaction. It's right here at Lingerfield Drug Center beside Carter County Bank in downtown Elizabethton. Proud sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, he said Martin Perez. What did you say last night? He had a what? He had a what kind of outing?
It was very excellent.
Excellent outing. See, he's happy. I can read him when he walks in. His body language is like, okay, it's good. He's happy because his Braves are playing well. We'll get to that in a moment. So this Little League World Series thing, this team gets knocked out. The dad comes out and forges. In this case, he put down the wrong birth year, missed it by 3 years. Now, your mother or father probably knows what year you were born. They're not going to miss it by 3 years.
No, sir. I would have to imagine that was a very intentional decision to
Thank you.
to not just miss it by 1 year, but 3. That's that sort of thing definitely needs a repercussion. Unfortunately for so many of the kids involved that had nothing to do with that sort of thing. But,
Absolutely.
It's something had to be done there.
Well, yeah. And to blame the Texas judge and or Little Leagues, the fault falls on the dad and hello, Gavin Sparks. How you doing, buddy? And the fault falls also, in my opinion, on the coach. Kid didn't play all year. All of a sudden becomes eligible. His little brother's in the Challenger division. His little brother, which is for special needs, which is a great thing they do. So if you have a sibling playing there, you can play too. And so, but he lived outside of the Tulsa area to be eligible in his all-star team. There's your first one. Number 2, the dad missed a little boy in the Challenger by 3 years. So guys usually miss anniversaries. I don't think most guys miss their birthdays of their kids. A lot of times I'll ask a guy, well, when did y'all get married? How many years? And they all they don't know. Not all, some. I don't know if any dad's ever said, well, I don't know when my kid was born. They know when the kid was born. It's all intentional. He nailed it. So anyway, they get beat. They get ruled out. The team, West Texas and Louisiana. So West Texas goes on. the Little League World Series. These folks are left holding the bag. So I wouldn't be mad at the Texas judge or the Little League. I'd be mad at the dad and the coach
No, 100%.
because the coach played him when he wasn't eligible, and he knew that.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. And
So-
I think the most fall ultimately falls on the dad, obviously,
Oh,
first
yes.
and foremost. But yeah, I feel like if you're the coach, you probably have some idea, at least a little bit. It's a situation that would feel very. It feels very unlikely that he's completely naive to what happened.
Oh, absolutely. Got
Every
caught.
single detail. You could sell me that not every single detail is known, but the general concept of randomly becomes eligible because of a date change, he probably knows.
There's no mother mentioned in the story. I don't know if he's married or there's a wife involved. There's a mother involved, obviously, but I don't know where she is in the process. But anyway, they got knocked out. They got eliminated, and train rolls on. But, a lot of kids got left holding the bag. It's not fair to them, but it's not their fault. It's not anybody's fault but the dad and the coach. So is he mad? Is it guilty because it happened, or is it guilty because he got caught? That's the key. My guess is guilty because he got caught. Because now the whole team suffers are all back in Tulsa. Season's over. That's the way it goes. All right. New rules. Hello, William Welch. Hello, Johnny Markland. We're live here at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. So we have new rules in college football. We're going to start with the targeting rule. There's 2 or 3 of them. So targeting penalties assessed in the second half of a game. If I knock your block off, I get called for targeting, I can still play the next game.
Yes.
Now, if you have see, my question is, what happens when I target this guy? Or he's mean, so he targets me, and because he's a bad dude, so he targets me, and I get a concussion. He gets to play the next game. I'm out 2 or 3 games. And I got concussion protocol because he creams me. Is that fair? I don't know. So the targeting penalty will be for this year: player disqualified for targeting for the first time in the season plays the following game. The second targeting penalty, you got to sit out the first half of the next game. A third penalty, sit out the full game following your penalty of the targeting. You okay with that or not?
Yes. Although I still don't like the way the rule is. I've been campaigning for a few years now that targeting needs to be in the same camp as your basketball flagrant foul.
Yeah.
Your targeting 1, targeting 2. A targeting 1 was hey, you happened to get him up by the head, but you can definitely tell it wasn't egregious, wasn't intentional, but we should probably still try and legislate some of that. 15-yard penalty, but you're still in the game. Then you're targeting 2 of, yeah, that was pretty egregious, very ugly hit, kind of intentional, you're gone. I think that would probably be the best way to legislate that. Now, yeah, I think that if in the scenarios like the ones that might fall under like a targeting 1 under this of, hey, didn't quite get him egregiously, but they still ruled it a targeting. I'm glad that those no longer carry a second game consequence for me, because I feel like there are too many scenarios I've seen in the past few years where it's very ticky-tack whether it was a targeting or not. They end up going with the ruling, and unfortunately the kid has to sit out the first half of the next game when it was very borderline targeting in the first place. So I think that that change is a positive one, that it doesn't automatically DQ you for the next game, first half of next game, unless you start to build a track record of this sort of thing.
Yeah, but if you give it the third targeting in a season, there's a red flag somewhere.
Oh yeah, 100%.
This guy's-
I can't recall anybody I've covered the past couple of years getting multiple targeting penalties in a season.
Yeah.
So yeah, it would be a surprise to see it get to that point.
Aspen, come right here.
Hi, Mr. Tom.
Wave at him. She is the nicest lady in the world right here, Aspen.
Hi,
Hey, nice to meet you.
She brought me a Sunjoy today. She's so sweet. She's a good one. One of the great folks here at Chick-fil-A. All right, so I'm going to throw water on this for you. You target me in a game. You lower the boom on me. You drop the helmet. I catch a pass over the middle. You're a defensive back or linebacker, and you smoke me. I either get a concussion. I don't know. I'm a hypothetical. Crack a rib. I'm out 3 or 4 games. I can't play. He plays the next game. How's that fair? I mean, when I go back, I get tired of hearing, well, it's just not fair, but okay, in this case, if you're allowed to play and you deliver the blow to me and I get hurt and I can't play the next game or multiple games or even out for the year, all right, that doesn't seem quite right because you get to play the next game and you laid the wood to me, and and you know I'm out.
I think some of that is, I think that's fair, but at the same time, like, there's an inherent risk of injury in football anyway,
Right,
right? So,
right.
you know, obviously these hits that we've been trying to legislate out of the game for good reason. Um, there should be some kind of repercussion for it. However, like, it's a very difficult thing that's not always black and white to legislate. So just because you may have to miss a couple games because of a hit, that hit may or may not have been dirty. If it was, then yeah, there should probably be suspension for it.
Okay.
If it's a football type play that happens to result in an injury because football is a violent game,
Right.
then I don't think we should also blanket, hey, just because the guy you hit ended up missing 3 games with a concussion, you also have to sit out 3 games just because it ended up being an unfortunate but clean-ish type play.
Clean-ish.
Cle-
Okay.
A unintentional type of hit that resulted in injury.
Gotcha.
So I think that when we start trying to legislate that sort of thing of because you hit a guy and he missed games, you also have to miss the same amount of games he missed, I think it can get very dicey very quickly. So I think that kind of avoiding that sort of thing, although the intentions are good of, hey, if you egregiously, clean a dude's clock and, he's out for a long time, yeah, that should probably be something. But when you start getting to some more of the nuance of it, it can be a very difficult thing to legislate.
We're here live at Chick-fil-A in Johnson talking about the new football rules in college football. Hello, Johnny Markland. Hello, William Welch, Ryan Singleton, Becky Caldwell. Thank you, kids, for watching. All right, the new penalty for offensive pass interference goes from 15 down to 10. The rules keep 15-yard penalty for personal fouls and unsportsmanlike conduct, and defensive pass interference also a 15-yard penalty. Okay with that?
Yeah, I think that's fine. I mean, I want to say it's that way in the NFL. I think it's just a 10-yard penalty for OPI. So I think being able to line that up with the professional game makes sense. Now, if I'm wrong, somebody feel free to correct me on that. But yeah, being able to keep that the same between college and pro ball, I think is fine.
Then the other one is, you're going to tell me on this one, and I said he'll clear it up on me because I don't quite understand this. We're now going to be able to attempt a fair catch kick after a completed or a fair catch. Kick would be a place kick with a holder or drop kick from the spot where the returner caught the ball. Defense would be at least 10 yards from the spot of the kick. If the kick goes to the uprights, it's 3 points. So let's do a scenario here because I'm confused. High school does it, NFL does it, although I don't remember having a fair catch kick last year when the Cyclones they may have, but I don't think so. So the kick would be a place kick. All right, so let's go back. A team could choose to attempt a fair catch kick after a completed a fair catch. Right, you punt the ball, I fair catch it, I catch it on, I don't know, pick one, your 35-yard line. Okay. The kick would be a place kick with a hold or drop kick. Step me through what happens next.
Yeah, so I've never seen this happen in person before, but I remember a couple years ago on a Thursday night game, this happened with the Chargers, where it was at the very end of the half. And, they have Cameron Dicker, who's, strong leg, very good kicker. So I think there's like 2 or 3 seconds left in the half. They fair catch the ball, not quite to midfield, but pretty close. It might have even been midfield. Harbaugh goes over and tells the ref, hey, we want to try this fair catch kick.
Okay.
So what they do is you effectively line up in what was the old kickoff formations with a holder.
Okay.
And so, yeah, the kicker gets to run up as much as he wants and basically try a super long field goal is what it is, without rush, without the threat of somebody being able to block it. And, yeah, if it goes through the uprights, it's just like a field goal. Meanwhile, if you miss it, if it goes out of bounds, it's a dead ball. But if it falls short, you can set up a return of that. If you
it's a live ball.
It's a live ball. You can try and effectively kick 6, the fair catch kick, or you can even fair catch kick a fair catch kick if you were so inclined. Although I could never see that actually happening. You could theoretically do it.
So I don't remember. I'd have to go. I don't remember last year. I don't remember ever doing a fair catch kick calling the Cyclones.
Yeah, no, I can't remember seeing it at the high school or any other level other than that one time with the Chargers. That's the only time I've ever seen it.
See, what I said before you got here was, again, we're talking to Andrew Seal on the screen, sports writer, Johnson City Press, Kingsport Times News. We'll get into Tennessee football coming up here and fishing. He's been covering fishing and high school football and the Braves. Got lots. We put him to work when he gets here. I love having him on the show. All right, so these officials, I don't know what they're getting paid, but they get more added to them, seems like every year. Now you have 5 reasons to call or flag a unsportsmanlike conduct. Number one is a act of simulating a brandishing a weapon. If you act like you're shooting a gun, that's no good. Slashing of a throat, they do that. That's no good. All right, a nose wipe signal. What is that? When you wipe your nose?
That
What is that? How does
it
that,
is.
how does that bad?
It is associated with some I guess, gang activity of.
I had no clue. I must live in a bubble.
Yeah,
So if I do this and my nose is running out on the field, I can get flagged.
well, typically,
That'd be a little bit more than that.
yeah, it has to be
Okay.
kind of exaggerated. Like if
I
you just
gotcha.
kind of go to your nose, if it legitimately is running, okay, yeah, it has to be kind of more of an exaggerated thing.
I got you.
Uh,
Anyway,
I've had to learn too much about this.
yeah. So those are 2 of the gestures to get you in trouble. Removing a helmet after the ball's dead. I understand that.
Yep.
A dead ball contact foul, such as pushing, shoving, striking, or slapping that occur clearly after the ball is dead. I just can't see another football player slapping it. I mean, if I'm going to do something, if I'm going to get in trouble, I'm getting 15, I'm going to deck you. I'm going to knock you. I'm bringing you a hay baler. I'm not slapping. But anyway, ball's dead.
I will also make a comment of trying to punch or slap someone with a helmet on is one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. I
Oh,
see
yeah.
it happen way too often.
Oh, yeah.
So do that at your own risk. Try and break your own hand if you want.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep my helmet on.
Do like the Three Stooges and poke him in the eye. Big Curly. So, anyway. Clear after the ball's dead, not part of the game. Using forcible contact to push or pull an opponent off the pile after the ball's dead. So, ball's dead. Andrew's my teammate. He's getting pushed around a little bit, and I start shoving people, getting them off the pile, leave my guy alone. I get flagged. All right.
I think most of those have been in place, I believe,
Yeah.
except for maybe the nose wipe. I think it's a new one, and they might have had to officially legislate the brandishing weapon, but I think that's kind of been assumed to, hey, probably shouldn't act like we got a gun on the football field.
Yeah.
And
And
but I do know the throat slash has been a thing for a while.
Oh, I understand that.
Yeah.
I'm 100% behind that. All right. More rule changes. Head coach will now have 2 replay challenges per game. If he wins one of the first 2 challenges, he gets a third one. You okay with that?
I think that's fine.
All right.
I don't have any strong feelings really toward the amount of challenges as long as it's not like 20 and we're having 15-hour football games because we're challenging everything that happens. But yeah, going from 1 to 2, I think's fine.
Coach to player communication to the helmet is now permissible for all NCAA divisions. And we talked earlier in the season, up to 2 sponsored patches are allowed on the jersey with conference approval. That's just all about the money. 3rd patch is allowed in conference championship postseason games. Logos may not exceed 4 square inches. So 1 commercial logo not to exceed 4 square inches is permitted on the helmet. So that's all about the money.
I'm not a huge fan of all of the sponsorships on the jerseys and everything. It's yeah, I don't love it. Continually just I don't know, changing the game that I grew up with is not something I love.
No.
Sounding like old man yells at cloud, but yeah, I don't love it. I just don't.
Junior says if I'm mad at a guy, I'll wait till the last 3 minutes and I'll drill him. I'll miss the last 3 minutes, but get to play the next game. There you go. So, see, he's already that's premeditation right there.
Yeah.
Junior's out there thinking how he's going to clobber somebody and hit him in the last 3 minutes of the game, get kicked out of the last 3 minutes, and get ready for the next game. So,
Yeah, you just gotta make sure if you're doing that, Junior, the game is out of hand
yeah,
at that point.
yeah.
Do not do that in a 1-score game. Because at that point you're I'm not going to use the direct quote that Mike Vrabel loved to use because it's not safe for air, but you're doing stupid blank that hurts the team at that point. So, yeah. If you're going to be premeditated, try and be a little bit smarter about
Yeah.
it being not a close game late.
A lot of rule changes, a lot more being asked upon the officials who are under scrutiny anyway, and they should be. But now they're being added more to the plate for college football, the new rule changes we just went through. Hey, we're live at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. So, high school football, the tab comes out next week.
Yes, sir.
Our countdown's down to, what are we down to? 9 days? 9 days, 7 hours, and 10 minutes till Cyclone football, and everybody goes in 9 days. So, tab comes out next Thursday.
Yes, sir. Next Thursday, we'll have all of our high schools in our coverage area. We're combining everything this year, too. So we'll have ETSU, UT, a bunch of colleges in there as well. So one-stop shop for all football previews in the area.
You're covering how many schools in the tab? Ballpark.
I think we have around 20 in the tab this year,
It's a lot of work.
plus obviously colleges.
These guys have done a yeoman's job going out and covering it. Dave Onge, J.D. Vaughn, of course, Jeff Birchfield, Andrew Smith,
And Brian Woodson.
Brian Woodson. I've never met Brian. Yes, I have. I met him at a basketball game. Need to get him on the show. So, but anyway, we got Andrew Smith every Wednesday. We love having him on. So the tab comes out next week. It's free. We say a tab using journalism terms as a pullout. It's a reference tool to use the whole season, which I do all the time. It's an excellent, for me, broadcasting the games. It's excellent. I love it. It's interesting. I don't know if you would want these. So I'm going through some boxes in my downtime, and I found a box of old football tabs, and they're 25, 30 years old. Would anybody want those? Is that worth anything? Or
Maybe so. I know we kind of like having some archives, whether it be digital or physical. JD, I know, loves kind of having archive stuff and kind of loves diving into a lot of historical stuff. So, yeah, I'm sure we could probably find some use for him some way.
Trash runs tomorrow, so what do you want? You want me to hold on to them? You want me to pitch them? Because they're getting ready to go in the trash. But if you think you want them, because I mean, it goes all the way back. I mean, gosh, it's back in the late 90s. I mean, it's
Yeah,
25 or 30-year-old. And they're pretty cool. Go back and look at these guys and who played, but it's in a box that I don't need. So,
I think we'll find some use for him somewhere along the line, if for no other reason to have as an archive somewhere.
I figure when I'm gone, people come in behind me to clean out my house. They're going to go,
What is this?
Why is this box of tabloids, or we call them football tabs, from the Johnson City Press, Kingsport Times News, 30, 35 years old? They're out the door, so I'll bring them to you. You can do with them one. If you want to burn them, line your bird cage, whatever you want.
Fair enough.
And there are, I mean, I looked at them. They are pretty cool. I got Sean's first year, and I mean, it's really it is a historical walk back. It is pretty cool, but again, I'm trying to declutter the old home place, and that would be one of them that's going to come your way. All right.
Alrighty.
Tennessee football scrimmage on Saturday, right?
Yes, sir. First scrimmage of the fall on Saturday. They'll have one then. They'll have another one the Saturday after that. Today they were full pad practice. Tomorrow off. Then Friday, light day of practice before the scrimmage. Kind of a lot of different moving parts going on right now. Everybody's kind of focused on the quarterback battle. Best I can tell, both guys are kind of having pretty good camps. There's not really a massive separation. Maybe probably a slight lean toward George McIntyre at this point. But yeah, both guys have kind of had good camps, and Heupel's not going to name a starter off of what they've done against Air to this point. I doubt he'll even name one after Saturday's scrimmage. I think he'll wait till after the second scrimmage before naming one. That's how it ended up going last year, if you remember. Kind of went into camp a couple weeks before Joey Aguilar was officially named the guy, even though we all kind of had a feeling that's where it was going to go. But I think we kind of have a little less of a feeling of it now. But yeah, I would imagine that's kind of his timeline on things right now. And kind of otherwise, I mentioned in today's paper, Ty Redmond was back at practice yesterday. He'd kind of been dealing with an illness first few days of camp, so he's starting to work his way back, condition his way back in, and yeah, it's kind of a lot.
Coach Terry Moore's going to join us from Providence Academy. He's going to be on the show here in a few minutes. First time we've had him on. I'm excited. Former coach at Elizabethton. Now he's with Providence Academy, the running back coach. So we'll have him on the show. All right, so what have I not covered? Oh, your fishing report. That's pretty good.
Yeah, no, appreciate it. It's comes out on the website when Wednesday morning, Tuesday night, midnight is usually when I have that go live, and then the in the weekend edition of every paper in the Appalachian Adventure edition of things. But yeah, this week kind of talked about how the rain has been affecting things. Obviously, feels like we've been getting a ton of rain, this month. And if you're not caught out in a big storm, it can be a big help. But last night we had a plum gully washer there come through, and that might not have been the best opportunity to go out. But
No.
a little drizzle like what we had when I was walking in here. That's pretty good, honestly.
Rain affects not just the water temperature, but the oxygen in the water. Didn't know that. So the more oxygen in the water, the more energized the fish are. The more they tend to feed. Didn't know that. Zed has learned something. So rain affects not just the water temperature, but the oxygen in the water. All right. So this is his fishing report. So they're still nailing bass? Is that the biggie right now?
Yeah, bass, bluegill. I know folks, I believe last week we're having a lot of luck on Boone Lake with catfish.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of your big three right now. Trout a little bit, South Holston, and we'll talk about lakes or rivers rather. That's kind of your biggies right now, and kind of been that way past couple weeks. Probably a couple more weeks of that, and then start to slowly transition what the fall is going to be.
Cyclone scrimmage got stormed out yesterday. They're playing today at 5:30 at the stadium. It's the scrimmage against Daniel Boone. And then they'll have the final scrimmage on Friday. Hoping, keeping our fingers crossed, calling for more storms, but hopefully we can get it in. So the final tune-up, they got Union, Virginia coming, which is a big physical smash-mouth football team. They were at T.C. Robertson. I've heard it called Roberson and Robertson. Which one have you heard over?
I've heard both too.
Yeah.
I usually say Roberson, but
Yeah.
it could very easily be Roberson.
Well, it's R-O-B-E-R-O-B-E-R-S-O-N. So I would think Roberson, Robe, and not Rob. So I go Roberson. But anyway, they scrimmaged there on Monday. Yesterday's got stormed out. They'll scrimmage today, and then they'll wrap it up. Union, Virginia on Friday. Tomorrow, we'll start things with T.A. Ducker football. At 7 o'clock, we'll stream it, video and audio, against Sullivan Central's undefeated. They're 1-0. This will be the first game of the Fighting Cyclones. And so Joseph Taylor and the granddaughter's in there, London Taylor, running the camera for pay, of course. I had to bribe her. She said, I said, just come on, I'll pay you. Well, what are you paying me? I said, I jacked her up. I love Jack. So we're getting $1.50 this year, 75 cents a half. She said, what? Oh, yeah, jerk that chain. I was just dead-faced, deadpan. I said, yeah, $1.50 a game. I think that's plenty, $75 a half. 75 cents a half. She said, I don't think so. So we had to renegotiate. But she'll be there tomorrow night shooting the camera for me.
Drives a hard bargain.
Oh, she's tough. That's all right. She's my girl and I love her. All right, the Braves won 7 out of 10. The Phillies have won 6 out of 10. Miami's won 6 out of 10. There's your race. Braves 72-48. Olsen now on a 4-way tie with a home run lead with 35 homers. So the Bravos, and I told you this, not that I get it right, but I normally follow a little bit of ball. And normally when your big stick is hammering it, it's contagious. I've always said the Braves goes, Matt Olson goes, and he's hot right now.
Yeah, no, he's on. He's usually pretty consistent, but he's past a couple weeks been on a real heater. Allowed him to kind of catch up in the home run race. But yeah, last night he got one pretty good.
Oh, he crushed it.
And as someone who watches this team a bunch, one of my favorite things about watching this team is when Matt Olson gets one clean. He knows it's gone. Everybody knows it's gone. The man has the most disgusted look on his face as, I can't believe you thought that was a good pitch to throw.
Yeah.
It's very entertaining to see as a reaction, because when you see that, you know it's going a long way.
He cranked it.
Yeah.
Oh, he hammered it last night. Braves won, and so they'll do it again tonight. So the Phillies in second place, Miami's in third place, and so, Miami's still within striking distance. The Phillies, well, they hit a slump. Now they've rebounded. They've won 6 out of 10, so still feel good about the Braves?
Yeah, they definitely rebounded well from a not good June. July was nice to them. August so far has been good to them. So, but the questions right now for me are not necessarily in their ability to have success over the course of this 162. They've shown that they can do that. I'm just Still a little concerned about the rotation in the postseason. When everything gets tightened up and everybody's got good pitching, will they be able to match it outside of Chris Sale? We'll see. But overall things are much better than they were about 6 weeks ago when I was on here panicking greatly.
Yep. You were,
So
but you're not now.
no, it's between the Braves playing better and the Phillies hitting a slide, much ease of concern.
Last time there was 4 guys that had 35 home runs at the same time was 1982. Gorman Thomas, were you even born then?
No.
Good
no.
Lord. Gorman Thomas, Dale Murphy, Reggie Jackson, Dave Kingman all had 35 home runs at the same time. Now you've got Schwarber, you've got, of course, Olson, you've got Junior Caminero, and gosh, who's the 4th guy? Oh boy, let's have the story. So I get over here and it's in there somewhere. There's a 4th guy. There it is. Here's the story. Jordan Alvarez. Why did not? He's on his way trying to win the Triple Crown. So 4 guys right now. Last thing before I let you go, what's your take on this WNBA thing with the Sophie Cunningham and Carrington, now the coach? She's got all wound up, the coach for the Fever, and she got in a screaming tirade last night and stomped off from the press conference and pounded her fist on the desk and said a few expletives. So what's your take on the whole thing on the WNBA and this?
It's the league just infuriates me because it feels like the people in charge don't know what they're doing. It's just kind of frustrating. Someone who doesn't even follow the league very much, just as someone who's an outsider to it, seeing some of the things that happen in this league. The other day I see Caitlin Clark kind of have her momentum take her into an official. She gets a tech. It gets rescinded, but why is the official even giving a tech when it was very clearly incidental contact?
It was in the heat of the battle, wasn't it?
Yeah. Like she's trying to save a ball from going out. I don't know. The league just
2 problems in that league for me. The commissioner got to put some teeth in something. And the officiating. Apparently the officials aren't very good. I don't watch it, but it seemed like every day they're talking about the officiating in the WNBA. So I don't know whether you replace them. I don't even know who they are. So I don't know how, are they really that bad? Don't know that either. But apparently, you watched that the other night. I went back and watched it 2 more times this morning. You're talking about a flagrant foul. That was a clothesliner. She intentionally tried to. She had no intent. Well, I shouldn't say no intent. I'm not.
Very little intent of playing the basketball.
Very little intent trying to block that shot. It was, to me, clearly going after, trying to knock her block off. And so, she could have come down on the tailbone and really gotten hurt. So, but the sad part is all we hear about on the WNBA is stuff off the court. I mean, the quality of the game inside the lines, you don't hear much about. It's like, she said this and she's doing this, and we've got rallies now for Cunningham and Carrington saying this, and so the actual game inside the lines of the WNBA, you don't hear much about that. It's like a sideshow drama, justified or not, it's what it is. So anyway, are you hungry?
Yes, sir.
Get you something to eat.
Sounds.
Thank you for coming by.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it as always.
He's a good man. He's a valuable part of this show every Wednesday. Sometimes he has meetings. He can't come, but 90% of the time he's here on Wednesdays at 11:30 on the Tom Daly Sports Show. Quick break. Coach Terry Moore joins us next talking Providence Academy feetball on the Tom Daly Sports. Talking to my buddy, Tammy Troutman, proud sponsor of Cyclone Sports on the Tom Daly Sports Show. Mrs. Troutman, lots of antique stores in the Tri-Cities. Why the Eagle Center?
The Eagle Center is special because of its vendors. I have nearly 50 vendors, and they bring in new things, clean things, interesting things, great prices, and they keep it switched up all the time. They offer a lot of good quality merchandise.
How many vendors in there right now?
I think I've added 2 recently, so I think I have 50, close to 50.
Right at 50, upstairs, downstairs. Again, hours are open.
We're open 10:05 to 5 o'clock every day.
Monday through Saturday.
Monday through Saturday.
Social media, how do we find you?
We're on Facebook, Eagle Center Co-op, and on Instagram, Eagle Center Antiques.
And the phone number is?
423-542-6674.
6674. Proud sponsor Cyclone Sports and the Tom Daly Sports Show. Be loyal, buy local, buy it in Betsy, about the Eagle Center Antique Store in downtown Elizabethton.
Hey, it's your girl Mayani. A little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A Cobb salad is the chicken. Literally, the nuggets, they smack. When you put those nuggets in the salad, it just brings the salad to life. I'll give it a 10 out of 10.
Hi, I'm Jasmine. And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A market salad is that the chicken is super juicy and the apples can be a little tangy, also a little sweet as well. So there's just a ton of different flavors. It's just so good.
Back on the Tom Dole Sports Show. I'm excited he's in the house. Look at him. Handsome booger. How you doing?
Good morning, Mr. Tom. My brother right here.
I love him. He came to my 2500 show. Never forget that. As long as I live, took the time to do that. Lisa Baker put it together for me, and he came by, and I appreciate that very much.
Yes, sir.
He brought me a sweatshirt. Look at this. Now, is it on the screen? Yep. It says,
your honorary Providence Academy brother now.
Thank you, man.
I know
That's
you
great.
wear the orange and black good, but we got to spread you out a little bit. You do too much for the community, so.
You're very kind. That's on the back. On the front, it says.
It's football nights.
Can they see it on the screen?
Yeah, they can see it. There we go.
Be my Vanna.
Yes, sir. Move your hand just a
there you
little
go.
bit. There. So
there it is.
This is I also own a little T-shirt company, so I make these shirts myself.
Oh, do you really?
So this one's made with love for you, Tom. So
Thank you, sir.
I
You're very
appreciate
kind. There it is.
My T-shirt company, I'm not gonna plug me. So, but if you ever want some good tees or whatever, sweatshirts, just holler at me.
I need some printed.
Yeah, all right.
Strawberry Terry.
Lisa, leave me alone, Lisa Baker.
She's a movie star.
Yes, she is.
That's what we call her. We call her the movie star.
Let's call her a redhead. She's a redhead. She tries to hide it, though.
Oh, is she?
Oh,
really?
yes. I'm letting the secret out since she's calling
I
me
did not-
Strawberry Terry.
Oh, really?
That's why. Where you think that heat come from? She's a true redhead.
I did not know that. Strawberry and the redhead, Lucille Ball. Now, okay. Saw her at the restaurant Sunday with the fam. So, she's a good one.
Yes, she is. Love her kids.
Yep.
Great athletes.
Yep. Creed's gonna have a.
No, Scotty's a good one too.
Yeah, he's a keeper.
He's a keeper.
I pray for him every Sunday.
Every Sunday. It was his birthday the other day, and I'm surprised he's made it that long.
He's got his hands full. I can tell you that. Woo! Mama keeps him hopping.
Yes, she does.
She's a good one. All right, so you're at Providence Academy.
Yes.
We have started football. Kind of give us the background of this. Is a fairly new program, isn't it?
Yes, second year in the varsity football. They had a great coach last year who wound up going over to Dobbins Bennett. So they brought in this new coach. He's from Tennessee, but he was coaching out in Mount Bethel in Georgia last year. He took that program 18-2. It was a new program too. His name's Micah Hughes. Man, outstanding coach. Knows his stuff. Coached under Coach Rankin, our legend, of course.
Gary Rankin.
Gary Rankin, yes, sir.
Oh,
So
yes.
he comes from good stock. He's changing the program in leaps and bounds right now. I think this year we're awful young, and of course the numbers ain't where we'd like it to be. But in these small towns right now, football numbers aren't not where they're supposed to be right now. These young kids got so many other things that they can do. So these coaches got to get out in the hallways and talk to these young men and try to get them out back on the football field, because I believe all sports builds nothing but character. It's what we'll be doing for the rest of our lives. I tell my kids all the time, an uncoachable kid is an unemployable kid. The same things you got to do as an adult when you get employed, you have to do as a young athlete. You're going to have to show up on time. You're going to have to wear a uniform. You're going to be told what to do. You're going to be criticized. You're going to be praised. You're going to get paid on Fridays or whatever night you get done. So if you can't do those things now, you can't do those things in life. So
I'm right there with him on that one. You're 100%. I'm right there with you. What's football done for Terry Moore in his life?
Oh, football has been tremendous in my life. I come from a very background that's very, you could say, not good. If it wasn't for football and other sports I played, I wouldn't be the man I am. And it wasn't for those men that stepped up and showed me how to do things right and correct me and give me a way out and show me a way out, I wouldn't be the man I am today through football and the other sports I played in those men. So that's why I give back in football. I've been blessed now. So the one person that really my mentor, his name's Larry Roseberry Sr. He told me when I told him I owed him my life. For me being the man I am, all he says is, you don't owe me nothing. All you need to do is pay it forward. So that's been my thing over the last 20 years is trying to pay it forward through these young men. I've mentored. I've put a lot in the military that didn't know where they was going since I was at Elizabethan for my 8, 9, 10-year stint there. Just mentored a Elizabethan kid Sunday. It don't matter where they're at, who they playing for, whatever. It's all about them kids becoming young men and becoming great young men down the road.
Can't argue that, sir. Calling Coach Terry Moore, I love him. And so let's talk about your kids, your position, your running back coach.
I'm running back coach and the running game coordinator. So
Who's your kids?
Oh my gosh, I just like Elizabeth, and when I was there, is running back by committee. I got some great kids. I got Ty Pure, Kaylor Ogro, Noah Collinger, Chris Carroll, and Ford Bowman. They're my staff that I'm gonna use this year. All of them are great athletes, great young men. After our him, we got a young man named Cam Blayton. He's a stud, can throw the rock. We got some good kids over there. Our linemen, of course, everybody's down on linemen. I don't know what it is. We got to get these big guys back out here playing on the football field. But we got Juan Valdez. We got Lincoln Horniak, who came from over at Elizabethan. We got Xavier Crow, John Pools, our center, Luke Gilmore, and Bennett Horn. They're leading our front. Great young men. We're going to have to need a lot out of them because our numbers are down. A lot of these guys are going to be playing both ways. So, which I played 48 minutes of football when I was in high school. So I don't see why coaches get a little upset about playing both ways. I mean, you're supposed to be tired when you come off the football field, in my mind. So that's just my opinion. So, but we got some studs at wide receivers. Oh my gosh, we got a young man named Marcus Stein. He's going to be a senior. He's a beast. Everett Collins, Brady Weaver, Garrett Horn, Brandon Miller, who's another beast. Dietrich Gutseff, Braxton Joyner, and Roman Damron. These some skill guys, man, and it's going to be real exciting when people start finding out about these young men, because Providence Academy ain't really had a football team, and so this year when we get going good, and which I know we will, these young men's names going to be in the households in Johnson City.
So I'm going to ask crazy. You play an 8 or 11 man?
We're playing 11 man.
11 man?
Yes, sir.
How many games on your schedule?
We got 10.
10 games?
Yes, sir.
So who are some of the folks that you're playing?
Concord out of Knoxville, MTSU, Bethel, I believe they're another private school. We open up against Twin Springs, who Unaker plays. Those type of teams.
That's public school.
Yes, sir.
Twin Springs, the Titans, and Nichols.
Yes, sir. We open up against them.
Hello, Becky Muncie down in Union County. How you doing, dear? We're here live again at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City talking to Coach Moore from Providence Academy. So you're only 2 years into us, but who has become a rival?
Not yet a rival. I think MTSU and Concord would probably be the rival, especially Concord, because they're so close. And then the coach up there is a close friend of mine and a close friend of Coach Michael Hughes. So, yes, that one will probably be a rival for sure.
Play your games on campus?
Yes. We'll have half the games at home and half the games on the road this year. pretty good even with schedule. We do got to go to MTSU this year, a long 5-hour ride. So the biggest thing is getting these kids to start seeing the mental game of it, how to prepare when you got long games like that, so on and so forth. And that's the biggest thing right now with our program is the mental toughness, the physicality of the game, the speed of the game, trying to get these young men to do those things, because the X's and O's are always going to be there. But if the game is played mentally and physically, if you can't physically and mentally go out there and tackle and be tough and so on and so, X's and O's don't mean a thing. I can line you up in anything, but if you can't tackle nobody, if you can't be physical with nobody, hey, you might as well just play basketball.
So, play something else, huh?
In my opinion. So our biggest thing is mentality. We got a great weightlifting coach named Jason Fields. He's a prior Marine like me, so he brings that mentality to them lifting and stretching and so on and so forth. So people gonna be real surprised when Providence Academy takes the field this season.
You're a Marine? I didn't know that.
Yes, sir. Hoorah!
I was going to shoot. Yeah. You got yours?
Oh, always.
You dog tag?
Dog tag. Yes, sir.
I got my daddy's.
Yes, sir.
There you go. Semper Fi.
Semper Fi.
Two things we learned growing up. Me and my 3 brothers, we learned Jesus loves me. That's the first thing we learned. The second thing we learned was from the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli. You better know it.
You better know it.
On call.
On call.
Going down the road in the car. Boys, sing that song for me. We best know it. And we did. So we were quick learners. United States Marine Corps, love it. So Semper Fi. So that helps you in coaching football too, doesn't it?
Oh yes. Like I said, my thing is a lot of people say iron sharpens iron. Mine is forged by fire. You can't have iron unless it's forged by fire. So I bring that tough mentality. You can't waver from it. All right, you gotta be able to be mentally tough, and as a Marine, especially the places I've been and a lot of Marines been, and you gotta be able to have that mentality that no matter what, you're going to get the job done and you're going to come home. So the same thing don't change on the football field.
That's it. So opening night is next week too for you guys as well, 21st.
Yes, sir.
Seems like for everybody, which is let's see, I got the countdown right up here. It is 9 days, 6 hours and 43 minutes. Do you guys tee off with Concord?
Oh no, Twin Springs.
That's right.
Yes,
there or at home?
There.
At Nicholsville?
Yes, sir.
Oh boy, that's gonna be good. So want you on as much as we can get you on, Coach Hughes as well. So what do you want to leave us with?
I want to leave you with God bless, stay strong. The world might be changing and everything out between us. You can't not go up in the shell and hide. You got to take some of these things head on for us to succeed. Our country is strong, but our country has some things that needs to be fixed and addressed. But that's where we, the people, have to make sure that we're a part of that and continue on. Praise God always and be blessed.
Amen.
Amen.
Forged by fire, man. Look right here. Put it right here.
Yes, sir.
Love this guy. And so look here, got me a sweatshirt. Providence Academy, the Knights, which is here in Johnson City, of course. School, you guys have started school, haven't you?
Yes, sir. We started this Monday.
Yeah, so everybody's in. So they're getting ready for their season opener on the road at Twin Springs next Friday night.
Next Friday night.
Go Knights.
You go Knights.
Get you some lunch.
I will.
You've earned it.
God bless, brother.
Oh, yeah. Love him. Quick break. Take a look at Major League Baseball and some NFL news next on the Tom News Sports Show. Coach Terry Moore, the Providence Academy Knights football team. Talking to Mike Barnett, the owner of Big John's Closeouts, proud sponsor of the Tom News Sports Show and Cyclone Sports. Why buy here from the local guy versus the big box chain stores?
Well, I think, one of the things you have to consider when you're talking about buying local is you're supporting people that live in your community, that worship with you, that are involved in civic groups with you, that your neighbors, people that you've known for years, and also, the proceeds stay right here in Carter County. They go to not only pay the taxes here and stuff, which any business that exists here does, but it supports athletic programs, it supports nonprofits, it supports needs within the community, maybe where you've got a veteran that has a need or something that we can help offset the cost through discounts or donations, and stuff. Then we get hit with that quite a bit, as far as that nature. So we're able to help the community as well as encourage our young people, both from small all the way up through high school, with banners, sponsoring their sports teams and stuff of that nature. Plus, we have a vested interest in helping the customer that comes in. We want them to get the right item for the job and leave with what they need to finish that job. We want to listen to them, understand what they're doing, and they're not just to us just a number, if you would. They're someone we want to build a relationship with and a friendship with that trust us.
Pretty simple, folks. Be loyal, buy local, and buy from Big John's Closeouts in downtown Elizabethton, where they hammer high prices. Proud sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. And again, with Double C Western Supply, a lot of Western stores out there. What do you feel like separates Double C from all the other competition?
I feel like there's a lot of things that separate us. Our customer service, I feel like we help our customers very well. I feel like we're very friendly, and at least we try to be. We strive to be a friendly, family-based business. I also feel like our prices are very good. I feel like we try to keep our prices and our merchandise to a point that the whole family can shop here. And I mean, some things do have to be a little more expensive just because of the nature, but I feel like we try to keep our prices down low enough. And just we're always just striving to get the next newest merchandise, the best merchandise that we can for them, and just we just try our best to do the best we can all the time. So I feel like mainly that our customer service and our prices kind of differentiate us.
There you go.
Yeah.
Double C Western Supply on Railroad Street in Elizabeth. And again, social media, they're there, and also the website, doublecwestern.com. So, proud sponsor of the show, Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports. Miss Diane and the great folks at Double C Western Supply in Elizabeth. And be loyal, buy local, buy it in Betsy. Amazon doesn't sponsor your ball teams, but Double C Western Supply does. Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, man, I like him. Forged by fire. I love it. I always heard steel sharpens steel, and that's true. But forged by fire, that's good stuff. I like him. Appreciate him very much. Our buddy Terry Moore, who's now coaching in Providence Academy. And again, he came on my show number 2500, so I wouldn't miss it. And I thought, man, what a class act. He didn't have to come, and he did come, and I appreciate that very much. And so he said, can I come back again? I said, absolutely. He's going to be here next Wednesday. Hello, George Young. Hello, Jimmy Stout. So it's crunch time. We're down to it. You see there on the screen, 9 days, 6 hours and 37 minutes. I'm used to Axel telling me that, but he's in school now, so he's busy being Axel. So I'm trying to get rid of all this stuff here and get into the next round of sports. So what I do every time I come over, I grab stuff and I move stuff around. Then I can't find what I'm looking for, and so because we're kind of somewhat limited, but we're okay. We're going to be all right as far as space. All right, let's take a look at Major League Baseball. We got some college football news come up and talk to you about. All right, baseball, we've got how many day games? We've got 6 day games today. Yep. Baltimore at Minnesota, Philadelphia at St. Louis, Tampa Bay against the Athletics, Colorado at Arizona, San Francisco hosting Houston, and Milwaukee will be in San Diego. Under the lights tonight, Cleveland and Detroit, Pittsburgh and Miami, the Cubs and Washington, the Yankees hosting Seattle. Boston and Toronto's Red Sox have suddenly come back down to earth. They've lost 4 in a row. The Mets will be in Atlanta. Tyler Milo will go tonight for the Bravos in Atlanta. The Reds, our other regional team, will be on the road in Chicago to battle the White Sox. And Evan Carter went 0 for 4 last night. He and the Texas Rangers in L.A. to battle the Angels tonight for the next round for the Texas Rangers in baseball. Let's take a look at the standings across Major League Baseball, see what's going on there. In the National League, the Braves lead the Phillies by 8.5. Marlins 11 back. Braves have won 7 out of 10. Philadelphia's won 6 out of 10. The Marlins have won 6 out of 10. So pretty tight race right now, and Miami's not out of it. There's going to be a lot of head-to-head competition going down the stretch inside the division. In the Central Division, Milwaukee leads the Cubs by 4. Milwaukee's a flat 5-5 over the last 10. Cubs continue to play excellent baseball. They've won 8 out of 10. They've cut the lead now down to 4. So the Brewers all of a sudden looking over the shoulder because the Cubs are coming. And the Cubs on the road, they're 35-26 or 9 over away from Wrigley Field. That's pretty impressive. They've won. They're 35-24 at Wrigley. So they're playing some excellent baseball. In the West, the Dodgers coming down to earth. They have lost 7 out of 10. And the Dodgers now are looking and seeing the crosshairs are the Arizona Diamondbacks and the San Diego Padres. Padres have won 7 out of 10. They're both now only 8.5 back, so they're closing the gap. At one point, it's 13 game lead, and all of a sudden it's not. So the Dodgers starting to feel it a little bit, getting some pressure from Arizona and San Diego. In the American League, Tampa Bay leads the Yankees by 6, Red Sox by 9. Tampa Bay's won 9 out of 10. They're playing excellent baseball, and they're keeping the Yankees at bay. Yankees are 6 behind. Again, Boston 9 behind. In the Central, the White Sox lead Detroit by 2.5, Minnesota by 3.5, and Cleveland by 4 games. So the Central Division tightening up. Teresa Tiggs in Niagara Falls. Hey, bring me a refrigerator magnet from Niagara Falls, and I'll pay you for it. I don't think I have one from Niagara Falls. I got like 800 of them. I don't think I have one from Niagara Falls. Teresa, honey, if you'll bring me one, I'll pay you for it, please. That way I can add to my collection. Let's see. Cleveland's lost 8 out of 10. Minnesota's lost 7 out of 10. Detroit has won 8 out of 10. So Detroit is vaulting into second place now and breathing down the neck of the White Sox. In the West, Houston leads the Rangers by half game, and Seattle 4.5 back. Mariners in a tailspin. They have lost 7 out of 10. So that's what you've got there. T.A. Duggar football tomorrow night. We'll have it 7 o'clock airtime. I'm sorry, 6:45 airtime, 7 o'clock kickoff. The Fighting Cyclones and the Sullivan Central Cougars have already played a game. They are 1-0. We have not played a game, and so we'll start it tomorrow night. Our coverage, video and audio with Joseph Taylor and London Taylor running the camera, my little granddaughter, and so who's a senior. I can't believe that. She is a senior. Goodness. Growing up and growing out. She'll be moving out, moving on. All right, more Major League Baseball. We told you got 4 guys now tied for the home run lead of 35 homers. Junior Caminero, Matt Olson, Kyle Schwarber, and Jordan Alvarez all had 35 homers. Last time you had somebody had 4 guys tied with 35 home runs this deep in the season. 1982, Gorman Thomas of the Milwaukee Brewers, Dale Murphy of the Atlanta Braves, Reggie Jackson of the New York Yankees, and Dave Kingman of probably the Chicago Cubs or the, gosh, who did he play for his last stop? Maybe the New York Mets. Anyway, so you got 4 guys now tied with 35 home runs this deep in the season, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool thing. All right, Blake Snell struck out 10 last night. First time back on the mound for the Dodgers in 3 months, and that is not a good sign for the rest of the league to get him back. Because he is obviously, he threw BBs last night for sure. And so it's, the Dodgers getting ready to crank up, I guess, for that stretch run. Let's take a look at some college football news. Then we'll get into the WNBA for a little while. I'm going to spend a lot of time. I'm tired talking about it. I know it's important to a point, but it's like they're just, anyway, we'll get to that in a second. Ole Miss announcing they will honor Archie Manning with a statue outside the stadium at Ole Miss, just south of the football stadium. Native of Mississippi, started quarterback Ole Miss from 68 to 70. Of course, it's Peyton and Eli's daddy. It's Arch Manning's granddaddy. Manning All-SEC selection of 1969 and 70. Finished third in the Heisman Trophy voting. Going to have a statue honoring Archie Manning outside the stadium at Ole Miss. Northwestern football team. I would think it'd be a little extra spring in your step because the Uihlein family, I hope I'm saying this right, Uihlein, is German. I'm going to say Uihlein. Anyway, it's a family that donated $35 million over 3 years to the Northwestern football program. That is a chunk of change. Not quite $12 million a year if you break it out that way. David Braun, the coach, is elated, to say the least. They got Aiden Childs to transfer from Michigan State, the quarterback. That's big news for Northwestern. And Chip Kelly's on as the offensive coordinator. That's big news. And they built a new stadium. $850 million privately funded stadium at Northwestern. Ryan Field, they're calling it, is the name of it. They'll open it up on October the 2nd against Penn State. Hello, Brian Kraft. How you doing, sir? Thank you for watching. So, Northwestern, a big shot in the arm, $35 million donation from a family to the Northwestern football program. That would certainly help in a lot of ways for a lot of things, would it not? It would. NFL news, pro football. Minnesota announcing their starting quarterback, Kyler Murray, will be the new quarterback over former first-round pick J.J. McCarthy. He says, I'm okay with it. I'm ready to go. I'll wait my turn. That's what McCarthy said. But, it just takes one hit. You know that. Next man up. You can say you're starting in the NFL, and that's okay, but is it really that big a deal? Because you can get hurt, underperform. Next thing you know, you're out. You're sitting down. Anyway, Kyler Murray is your starting quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings coming up the NFL preseason. Let's run down who's playing where. First full week, they had the Hall of Fame game last week, So now we start. Hello, Jeff Feathers. How you doing, sir? Thank you for watching. Give me a swig of Sunjoy, iced tea and lemonade. Good stuff. All right, NFL. Tomorrow night, we've got, 6 games on tap. The only one that matters, and you know that because you're going to hear it a lot. If you didn't know who my team was, always has been. We got Fernando Mendoza. I don't care. I've liked him back when they had Darryl LaMonica. The Raiders. We've got Arizona tomorrow night at home. Carson Beck against Kirk Cousins and maybe Fernando Mendoza. I'm sure he'll get some reps. Also tomorrow night, NFL football. Yeah, I'm kind of sick of it too, Brian, but then I read in Oregon where they're begging for rain and the ground's cracked and the grass is brown and they're begging for rain. So I'm going to take what we get and thank the good Lord for it because it could be, I'd rather have it this way, quite frankly, than be a drought. You have to go out and water everything and all that. So, but yeah. But it just goes back to show and prove the Lord's in control. We're not. He's going to do what he wants to do. If he wants it to snow today, it'll snow. It's just that simple. So yeah, the rain, it is what it is, but it could be polar opposite. We've had it when we were in a drought condition up until about 2 months ago. We've had over 2 inches of rain already this month at the airport. So I guess all now you look at it, but I'm just glad we got rain. If it's dry, it's dry. If it's rain, it's rain. Just go with it. All right, here's your games tomorrow night. Lions will be in Cincinnati. The Steelers hosting Green Bay. Colts in New England. Chargers in Houston. The 49ers home to Tennessee. The Titans will be in San Francisco. And my boys, again, the Raiders, will be at home against Arizona. Friday's games got 3 of them. Miami and Washington. The Falcons will host Denver. And Tampa Bay will be in New York, battle the Jets. Starters play, maybe one series, not much. These are the times to evaluate your team and start looking at who you're going to cut. Get your team ready for the start of the season. They'll play a little bit, which always amazes me why I would go to watch an NFL preseason game, which I won't, because they don't play. The big dogs you want to go see don't play. But if you're a fan, I guess you're a fan. But if you're going to see the marquee players, they're not going to play much, if at all, in the first game of the NFL preseason. On Saturday, you've got, 7 games on tap on Saturday. Carolina and Buffalo, these are afternoon games on Saturday, I'm sorry. Carolina, Buffalo. Cleveland will be in Chicago to battle the Bears. Giants hosting Minnesota. Jacksonville, New Orleans, and the Rams at Kansas City. Night games on Saturday, NFL preseason. The Eagles will be in Baltimore. A bird game, Philadelphia Eagles and the Baltimore Ravens. And then the Cowboys will be in Seattle on Saturday evening at 8 o'clock. So NFL preseason, again, will you see a lot of the starters? No. Maybe the opening series, maybe 2 series, maybe. Well, then at least that's been the case in the past. And then after that, you see all the guys trying to make the team. Put them out there and see how they react in game-like situations, and, can they get it done, and so on and so forth. We'll take a break, come right back. Baseball coming to Bristol. PGA Tour stops in Memphis this week, and we got a card collection. You want to be a part of this. Mickey Mantle rookie card and Hank Aaron rookie card being auctioned off. We'll tell you about that through David Collins and Company. We'll do that right after this break. We're on the road. We're here at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Back after this from our good friends right here at Chick-fil-A on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
So I stopped in at Chick-fil-A for lunch and saw Officer Wilson come in. I decided to place a dine-in mobile order and have a cookie delivered to him just to show appreciation for his service for our community.
A few minutes later, I noticed that Officer Wilson had gotten up and left, and I knew he hadn't gotten his cookie yet.
I'm headed to my car. I turn around and I see Allie, and she's running after me.
Mr. Police Officer, Mr. Police Officer.
Usually when someone yells, officer, officer, they want to ask me about a ticket they got. I absolutely wanted the cookie. This cookie is delicious.
Why Cannon's Fine Home Furnishings in downtown Elizabethton?
When everything goes corporate and everybody, you walk in and you're customer number 1,799, here you're Tom, and we know who Tom is, we know who you are, and we do it the old-fashioned way, so we're big enough now that we can take care of everybody and we can, get the good deals, we get the volume discounts and all that kind of stuff. And we're one of the last family-owned furniture stores in East Tennessee. But we're small enough that we know who you are and we can take care of you.
Absolutely. Social media, how do we find you?
We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram, at cannonshomestore.com on the internet. And just look up Cannon's Fine Home Furnishings on Facebook.
Hours are open?
Monday through Friday, 10 to 6, and Saturday, 9 to 5.
And the magic phone number to call?
423-543-6937.
Be loyal, buy local. Biden Elizabeth from Cannon's Fine Home Furnishings, proud sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, if you like Mickey Mantle, you want to get in on this. The All-Star Sports Card Auction going on till the 17th. Go to collinsandcompany.info. The Mickey Mantle collection, a premier selection of classic Mickey Mantle cards, including the 1956 Topps Grayback. I have no clue what these mean. You probably do. 65 Topps Game 2, 66 Topps, 68 Topps, 2006 Topps Home Run History, 10 Slab, whatever that means. So the Mickey Mantle collection. Also, you have George Brett, Nolan Ryan, Fernando Tatis, Shohei Ohtani's rookie card. Wow. Pretty awesome, folks. Go to collinsandcompany.info. Here it is. All-Star going on to the 17th. There's a picture of Mickey Mantle, a picture of Hank Aaron. Autograph and relics. Dustin Perot, Jim Rice. All kinds of high-demand signed cards and memorabilia. Vintage multi-sport stars to modern rookies, short prints, and unopened wax. This thing has it all. So Collins & Company, the All-Star Sports Card Auction. Review the complete catalog, track your favorite lots, and get your bids ready. By August the 17th, it's ongoing now. Go check it out. collinsandcompany.info. Wow, Mickey Mantle collection. If you like Mickey Mantle, and I do. I know Junior does. Junior can probably get on this. Come off some of that money. He'll bid on those. Mickey Mantle cards. Hank Aaron cards. Pretty cool. It's going on through the 17th. the All-Star Sports Card Auction going on again at collinsandcompany.info. So you want to take advantage of that. Also, the sale's going on through next Friday. Summer Clearance will be there next week doing a show again. They loved us being up there, going back. Blakely Mitchell Men's Clothing Store in Bristol and in Kingsport. We'll be at the Bristol store. So looking forward to being back up at Hugh next week. Hugh Testerman. Sports coats, suits, pants, shoes, hats, 15 to 50% off. Everything I wear is from Blakely Mitchell. All these suit jackets, the different ones I wear, get them all from Blakely Mitchell. Love them. 20 to 50% off. Shorts, polos, T-shirts, summer sportswear, it's all on sale through next Saturday, the 22nd. Blakely Mitchell Men's Clothiers. Summer clearance going on right now. We'll be there next week. 2 locations to shop at. Go to the website, BlakelyMitchell.com. BLAKLEY, BlakelyMitchell.com. Or go stop by the store, either in Bristol and State Street or in downtown Kingsport on Broad Street. So there you go. That's what's going on there. All right. We'll talk about the WNBA. I just don't get it. So I don't understand it. We always talk about what's going on, the drama off the court or on the court, but we never talk about the actual quality of play. Indiana Fever coach Stephanie White gave an impassioned statement to reporters before the game last night. They blew out the New York Liberty by 14. The hate, the fear-mongering, the divisiveness, the stuff that's trying to hijack our league will not win. Well, it is winning because that's all we talk about. Dojane Carrington and Sophie Cunningham right in the middle of it. We are united. We are connected. We will not be divided. Every day these women put their beep on the line. Every day when they go low, we go high. Love will win. Grace will win. Humility will win. And kindness will win. I will stand by them always. Everybody else can go to hell is what she said. This is the coach, Stephanie White. Got rather animated at the press conference. Pounded her fist on the table multiple times before leaving the room without taking any questions from the reporters. She didn't see the Carrington foul in real time or before her post-game news conference on Saturday. Took issue with critics suggesting she doesn't back her players. Some said she's not gone far enough to defend what happened. She got booed last night. The pregame introductions on the home game, by the way. So even the lieutenant governor of Indiana called for her to be fired. So they're on her. Said she's not doing enough to defend her girl. Well, she coached Carrington for 2 seasons with the Connecticut Sun, so she knows her too. Said they made the right call, but also praised her competitive nature. It was a hard foul. No, it wasn't. It was a flagrant. Go back and watch it. It was the right call. So White said she didn't see the Carrington foul in real time. The Fever president supports her. That's the president, Indiana Fever's president of the team, supports her. They're 9-3 in the past 12 games. Caitlin Clark defended her. Sophie Cunningham defended her. So Carrington said white privilege 8:23, which is when they play again. So now the issue is the Toronto coach earlier in the season said totally separate situation, but the girl, I guess it was Angel Reese. And so fouls that should have been called against her, she felt like weren't. She's from Australia, so she used the term protected species, which is apparently an Australian term. I don't know. But she got suspended for saying that. So now they're saying, okay, what's good for the goose, not good for the gander. So now she said that and got suspended. Carrington said white privilege, 8:23 for the foul. She got the foul called and got ejected from the game because Cunningham was white. And so now he got that going on. The lieutenant governor of Indiana came out and said we got to fire the coach because she hasn't done enough to protect her team. Protect her team, the Indiana Fever. So this is ongoing. So I go back to what the whole point of what I'm saying is we never talk, or I never talk, doesn't seem to be talk about the actual quality of play on the floor or the teams or whatever. This one had 24 points. I mean, it's this constant whatever drama, whatever you want to call it. And so they get, here I'm sitting in Johnson City doing the show, and they're getting publicity, but it's not good publicity, in my opinion. So it's like the Tulsa Little League thing earlier in the show. That's not good PR for Tulsa or for the Little League, although it wasn't their fault. So you're getting publicity, which is what you want. This time 2 or 3 years ago, we wouldn't have been talking about the WNBA. But I'm going to say it again, and I'm right, in my opinion. The face of the WNBA is Caitlin Clark. Whether you like her or not, her skin color has nothing to do with it. She is the all-time leading scorer in basketball. That right there gives you props. And so whether you like her or not, as a player in the WNBA, she has elevated your game. She's put more money in your pocket if you're a player. She got your flying privileges, not privileges, what I want to say. They're now flying coach. They weren't always doing that. So everything's been upgraded. They have a collective bargaining agreement now. They got a pay raise last year. They're on television. Indiana Fever's on there too much. I read that the other day. Some of the players, they get too much publicity. Okay, back in the heyday, let's just call it when Michael Jordan was winning all those championships, who did you see a lot on TV? Let me think. The Chicago Bulls, and understandably so. Even before that, who was getting all the publicity? Was it the pick somebody? Utah Jazz? No. Was it the Atlanta Hawks? No. It was the Boston Celtics with Larry Bird and that team, and the Los Angeles Lakers and Magic Johnson and Abdul-Jabbar and that team. And understandably so. 76ers some because of Dr. J. So to get on the bandwagon that Caitlin Clark's team's getting too much publicity, it sells tickets. These other girls, some of them just don't get it. It sells tickets. She has helped your game all the way around. She has put more money in your pocket if you're another WNBA player. Whether you like her or not, whether you think she's the best, it doesn't matter. She's the all-time leading scorer. It's there, and it's not going to change. She surpassed a guy by the name of Pistol Pete Maravich, who averaged 44 points a game without the three-pointer in college. So she has, again, I go through this once a week. I'm tired of doing it. I'm not going to do it anymore. But she's elevated the game of the WNBA big time. So instead of being appreciative, I'd keep my mouth shut and go, thank you. I'd sit there and say, thank you, Caitlin, because I got more money in my bank account now because you got us all pay raises because the game got elevated in publicity and interest and notoriety because of you. Now, there's other women in the WNBA. They're excellent basketball players, and I'm not some are African-American, some are white. I'm not into all that. But the fact of the matter is, the old girl, whether she's green, purple, yellow, turquoise, whatever, she is the best player in the history of basketball scoring-wise, and she's in this league, and she's helped elevate your game. So, again, do what you want. Like if you worked here, I'm going to use a goofy analogy. If you worked here at Chick-fil-A, and this lady right here came on board. She's the number one Chick-fil-A employee in the country, and she works here. And because of that, everybody gets a pay raise and make my direct deposits into my account. But they're not doing that. So, anyway, we'll see where it goes. The commissioner has to take a tougher stand. I'm not sure what you do. For me, it starts with the officiating. Because if it's a constant battle with the officiating, either then reevaluate who you got officiating, or you get some new ones, or you're exactly right, Brian. Color doesn't matter. She can play. So, but they want to make it a racial thing, and it, in my opinion, it's not. It's purely the girl is the best player ever in basketball. So, do you hear that about Tom Brady because he's white or an African American? No, you don't hear about anybody else except this particular sport. And I don't get it. And again, she has raised the awareness. They are on TV a lot, and it is the end. But not only, it's not just exclusively the Indiana Fever. But you saw how they wanted her, Caitlin Clark, to be in the All-Star game. I mean, to be in the three-point shooting contest in the All-Star weekend. She said no. They said, well, you got to do it because corporate sponsorship is going to go away. They're not going to sponsor. You're not in it. Okay. So you don't really want her, but you do want her because she does move the needle in popularity. It's real simple. So Brian's right. People love drama. They do. They thrive on it. I don't. I just want to maintain best I can. But anyway, the WNBA, I don't know what's going to happen. Lieutenant Governor in Indiana, which I would think he'd have more to do than get involved, but he said they got to fire the coach. I'm not sure what more she needs to do. So I take it up to the commissioner. You need a new commissioner, or someone's going to step up and go, okay, going forward, we're going to cut it all out, and we're going to focus on what should be the product on the floor, which is the basketball game. So, and then doing that, we're going to crank up and tighten up the officials. We're going to either get new ones. I don't even know where these people came from. I don't know how they got, I'm sure they had to audition. I don't know if they're college officials too or NBA officials. I don't know who they are. But it always seems to go back to them. And, it's what I can gather. I don't watch them. I'm not going to watch them. But I read up on them and study. I'll watch some of the highlight clips here and there, but to sit and watch a game, I've never done that. And I like Caitlin Clark, but I also like Angel Reese, like Candace Parker. There's a lot of them out there I like that can play the game. But it seems to me that the biggest hang-up in this league, in the WNBA, is the inconsistency of the officiating. I hear that all the time, but the coaches and the players, is it justified? I don't know. But they, it's like Andrew said a while ago when what's her name, Caitlin Clark ran into the official, they teed her for a technical. They get run over not all the time. They get run over frequently in the middle because they're right in the middle of the field, or in this case, the middle of the court. And they run into you. I've seen college officials get hit. I've seen umpires get hit. I've seen football officials over the middle get clocked inadvertently, but get clocked by the linebackers. So, but to get a technical foul for that, I don't know. All right. Golf, PGA, here we go. The St. Jude's FedEx cranking up this weekend in Memphis. Memphis, baby. Scotty Scheffler, number 1 of the country, will be in there for the 4th time in the last 5 seasons. He's been winless since his first start of 2026. He's still ranked number 1 in the world. Number 2 is Rory McIlroy. He'll be there. They tee off tomorrow in Memphis at the St. Jude Championship. So he skipped the tournament last year and came back and said this year he wants to play. And so McIlroy's going to be there, so is Scotty Scheffler. So there's some big names there. 69 guys trying to make the cut. They start tomorrow. The FedEx playoffs in Memphis. Memphis, baby. Oh, birthday today. Remember this guy? He could play. I remember when I was a kid in the old ABA, George McGinnis used to shoot one-handed. Indiana Pacers. He's having a birthday today. He's 76. Then the boxer, Tyson Fury. Pretty fun guy to watch. He's entertaining. Tyson Fury's having a birthday. He's 38 today. Those are your birthdays. Again on this Wednesday, August the 12th. We've got football tomorrow, Tia Duggar football. Video and audio. We'll stream it for you, bring you the Sullivan Central Cougars coming to town. They won the first game over Robinson, the Kingsport DB feeder school. And so their second game will be our first game, we being the Tia Duggar Fighting Cyclones tomorrow. 6:45 airtime, 7 o'clock kickoff. We're hoping no storms. We can play football tomorrow night. We'll see. Looks pretty good out there right now. It's cloudy, but there's no rain. All right. Too much about the money and the drama, not the game. Hit the bell. Thank you, Becky Muncie. You're on it. You're exactly right. Too much. She nailed it. So I went on a 4 or 5 minute rant. Becky just said too much about the money and the drama, not the game. And she nailed it. Well put, young lady. Can't top that. No one. Not going to try and top it. You nailed it. Thank you. All right, Bristol, Virginia, going to get a Blue Ridge League baseball team coming to town for 3 years, starting next year. At Boyd Cox Field next summer. Boys Cox Field. They were looking at building a new stadium for the Bristol Stateliners of Virginia. They're not going to do that. They're going to do upgrades to the existing field, which is probably cheaper. That's a great, I used to call games up there when I did the K-Mets, Kingsport Mets back in the day. That's a great venue. I always thought just an old ballpark with personality. We'll be there for 3 years. New team's name and logo expected to be announced in the near future. Blue Ridge League is the inaugural season of college athletes. 8 teams across Virginia, North Carolina, and South Carolina. They'll have about 20 home games each summer. It's pretty cool. Looking forward to promoting that. So it is, again, a collegiate summer baseball franchise in Bristol, Virginia, starting next year for 3 years. And it's a league that, as we said, this was the inaugural season, this past season, 8 teams across Virginia, North Carolina, and South Carolina. So that's pretty cool. It's going to be in Bristol, Virginia, Boys Cox Field, which is pretty cool. We like that. Tom Taylor Sports Show. We are live here at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. Tomorrow, we're going to be on the road. Tomorrow we'll be at Lingerfield Drug Center in downtown Elizabethton. Dr. Eric Carter will be there. Can't wait. Love that guy. He does a great job. He's turned that business around. It has really grown by leaps and bounds, and that peel package he does is a really cool thing. We'll tell you all about that tomorrow. So we race this weekend NASCAR in Richmond. Cookout 400. Active race winners, it's Denny Hamlin's track. He's won there 5 times. Austin Dillon twice, including last year. Kyle Larson twice. Brad Keselowski twice. Joey Logano twice. One-time winner Chris Buescher, one-time winner Alex Bowman. Richard Petty leads the series in consecutive wins at Richmond. He won 7 straight races. Waltrip won, 12? 7 or 12. I can't remember the number now. Either 7 straight or 12 straight at Bristol. Richard Petty's won 7 straight back in the day at Richmond. Austin Dillon, the most recent driver to win consecutive NASCAR Series races at Richmond. He won 24 and 25. So 12 different drivers have won consecutive races at Richmond. Austin Dillon's the only active driver. Other guys, Joe Weatherly, David Pearson, of course Petty, Kelly Yarborough, Bobby Allison, Dale Earnhardt, Rusty Wallace, Terry Labonte, Jimmy Johnson, Kyle Busch, Martin Truex Jr., and Austin Dillon. So there you go. Oldest winner in Richmond was Petty. He was 23 when he won. The oldest Richmond Cup winner was Harry Gant. The Skull Bandit was 51 when he won. 5 guys won their first race at Richmond. Casey Kane, Tony Stewart, Kyle Petty, Neil Bonnet, and James Hilton. There you go. They're racing this weekend in Richmond. So there you go. And we ran through the college football. We got everything covered. Yep, we did. So that'll do it. We appreciate, again, our guest today on the show, Andrew Smith, sports writer, Johnson City Press, Kingsport Times News. Also, Terry Moore, now the running back and offensive coach for the Providence Knights. Got me a really cool sweatshirt, too. Brought me a sweatshirt. Coach will be back next week, too, because it's opening week next year. They'll play Twin Springs next Friday night. So there's these sweatshirts. Says Providence Academy. I don't think I got it up where you can see it. The Knights. Appreciate that very much. So he says, I know you wear orange and black, and I do, but that's nice to have, and I'll wear it when I'm not at a Cyclone game. So, which is coming up in 9 days. Good segue, Tom. 9 days, 6 hours, and 3 minutes. So to Pete and Crystal Slagle. Man, am I going to miss you guys this year, especially in baseball. Looking down underneath the press box, down on the ground, there were the Buckles and the Hooks and the Slagles. Them youngins are all graduated, so be lonely there in baseball this year. That Crystal and Pete, good peeps. Let's finish it up with a verse today. We always dedicate our show to the man who hung on the cross. Here it is. It goes like this. Psalm 62:8 says, trust in, lean on, rely on, and have confidence in him, the Lord Jesus, at all times. You people, pour out your hearts before him. God is a refuge for us. Selah, which means pause. You see that in the Bible when you read, it says Selah. It's always in the in Psalms. Selah, S-E-L-A-H, means to stop and pause and think about it. That doesn't make sense. That means you're cuckoo. I'd pause and think about it. I don't know why I did that. Anyway, Selah means to pause and calmly think of it. Then we finish it by saying, thank you, Lord Jesus. You want us to have total confidence in you, to help us with our lives, to tell you everything that's going on. And then you remind us that you are our refuge and our fortress. We can get behind you as you want to protect us too. Thank you for loving us the way you do. Psalm 62:8 is a verse of the day. It's all about Him. If you think it's not, you're wrong. It is all about Him. Every step we take, every breath we take is a gift. How many people went to bed last night, didn't wake up? How many people would like to get up out of this chair here in a minute like I do and walk to my car and drive to the next stop? They can't do it. So everything is a gift. I bring it down to the simplistic. Everything is a gift. And it is. Everything is a gift. If you don't have a church home, come worship with us tonight at Pleasant Beach Baptist Church. We have the Wednesday night prayer meeting. We have a lot of prayer goes out for a lot of people. We have a list we share with people, and it gives us an opportunity to, if anybody else have a prayer request, and we do, and then he has a Bible study, which is really good with Pastor Fowler, who's on the show Monday. So if you don't have a church home, we'd love for you to come be with us tonight at Pleasant Beach Baptist Church starting at 7 o'clock. Master Club starts tonight. The kids program starts a new year tonight. So it's going to be great. We have 60 kids signed up already for the Master Club program. There'll be more coming tonight on the vans. So if you don't have a church home and you're looking to worship tonight, kids are in the gym right behind us. And right behind the sanctuary in the gym. The Bobby Stout, I never can get it right. Family Life Center, I think is what it is. That's where the kids will be, with, of course, adult supervision. And we'll be in the prayer meeting tonight at 7 o'clock. So Cyclone football scrimmages at 5:30 today. They got stormed out last night. They're scrimmaging today against Daniel Boone at 5:30 at the stadium tonight. Cyclone football, the real football, comes up 9 days, 5 hours, and 59 minutes. This is a scrimmage tonight. The scrimmage on Friday at 6 against Union, Virginia. Then big boy football cranks up next Friday night. The Hilltoppers are coming to town. Tell us what you all do.
So we're an accounting firm in Bristol, Tennessee. Crystal McDuffie is the owner. She's number 7 on the football team, Will McDuffie's mom. So the business is called McDuffie and Associates. We do have 2 locations. We have one in Bristol, Tennessee, and then one in Boone, North Carolina. We offer full service accounting. We can do QuickBooks Online training, accounts payable, accounts receivable, payroll. We're pretty much full service.
You do corporations and companies and individuals, right?
Right, yeah, we do. We focus a lot on small businesses, you know, the people who, they go out and work every day, they come home, they're looking at their books, they don't understand it, and that's what we're there for.
Absolutely, help them out. Phone number is 423-968-9112. How do we find you on social media?
So you can find us online at statax.com.
There you go. New sponsor, glad to have them on board, Stanfield Thomas & Associates, sponsors of Cyclone football and the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
This is Pastor Mark Fowler, and we want to invite you to be with us at Pleasant Beach Baptist Church sometime soon. And we're thankful for what God is doing, and we've had visitors almost every week. We have so many people that God is using His Word to accomplish a work in their life. And we want you to come. Now, I think about our society today, and there's a lot of talk about the negative aspects and generations and what's missing and what we're going to do and how do we face this social issue and how do we face that social issue, and that is always the buzz, and if we're not careful we talk like God doesn't have an answer. 2 Timothy chapter 3 we looked at the other night together in our church, and it reminds us that yes, in the last days there's going to be some difficult things come, dangerous times, but the antidote is always God's Word. And so what we're trying to do is to provide Bible answers for today's tough questions. And we're building Believers by the Book. So we want your family to come. We're thankful to have a Sunday school hour and a junior church and master clubs and a youth group and all those things going on. But what we're trying to accomplish is to get the Word of God into the hearts and minds of God's people.
That's going to do it. Again, if you don't have a church home, join us tonight at 7 o'clock at Pleasant Beach Baptist Church. We're out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. Back at it tomorrow. We'll be at Lingerfield Drug Center in downtown Elizabethton tomorrow with Dr. A. Carter. And then on Friday, we'll park our Food City and go once a year. We go to Elizabethton Golf Course, the United Way Golf Tournament, to showcase some of the nonprofits and do that under the umbrella of Carter County Bank, our buddy El Presidente, Andrew McKeon. So we'll be there on Friday. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Thanks for watching the show. We'll be tomorrow's show number, obviously, 2552. Until then, we'll say, as always, bloom where you planted, and win or lose, be a good sport. Thanks for watching show number 2551, the Tom Douglas Sports Show from Chick-fil-A on